GOOOo bring you the latest updates to the game. So we just got an update notice around an hour ago, and I quickly got up to make the event. Make the event? What? No, make the video. So yeah, this one is pretty short one. It mostly addresses a lot of events that are both starting and ending. So first of all, this is quite a big one. So 5-star Desert Queen Fire, so Sekhmet, she will be in the summoning event, and you can get her from summoning mystical scrolls 200 times. So a guaranteed summon, just like the one with the fire ravens or the boy of wind ones. So essentially, if you summon a mystical scroll 200 times, you will be getting a guaranteed Sekhmet. This is a big one since her skills are super amazing. She's one of the best strippers in game and one of the best Nat5s in game overall. And towards the end, I'll be reviewing her skills and give my opinion on it. So yeah, the event will last until the 29th, so 2 weeks after the next event ends. An interesting thing here is that it will have the what should you call it, the progress from the Fire Raven up transferred to the Desert Queen. So essentially, if you summoned, for example, 50 scrolls for the Fire Raven but never got the guaranteed one, those will be transferred to the Desert Queen, and you will be able to continue from there, so that that progress is not lost along the way. So yeah, this is an amazing thing. I believe this is the first time they are doing this, if I'm not wrong. However, even if it isn't, it definitely helps with the progress there and not feeling like you've lost on a lot of summons if you didn't get another unit. And yeah, we'll review her skills in a bit. Then, of course, there is a new outfit coming. So, Hot Springs outfit is basically like a sort of a beach slash sauna outfit that will be on sale. It's still not there, so we are unsure of the bonuses the sets provide. But yeah, here's an overview of them. So the Kina, very similar for all three characters. Just the robes, of course, Cleave does not have nipples, classic. But yeah, and then some new events. So Professor Luna's Sweet Request event. This one will last from tomorrow until the 29th, so 2 weeks. Very similar to the previous ones where we had with Bastet as well as the Sky Dancer as well as Ifrit. So just doing those regular gameplay tasks and getting candy. Of course, this one is a bit worse than those because unfortunately you do not have any Nat5 that you can get from what it seems. There may be a small reward for those, as in like pieces, when you open the candy, but if there was a big Nat5 reward, I would be sure that it would be advertised in the event notice. However, since it's not there, it looks like you will unfortunately not be getting any new unit here, or will be getting a very little amount of pieces for it. If even that happens, so yeah, then event period, so yeah, the same. This is basically, I'm covering these in two since one of them is only collecting it, the other one is using them. So it's basically the same event, just split into two notices. And then the Waiting for Christmas event, so essentially an advent calendar for, I'm unsure whether this will be 7 days or will it expand. If it's only 7 days, then the rewards should be pretty good for each box, and I'm assuming based on the graphic the 7th one will be the best. Perhaps we'll even see a Devilmon there. And yeah, the event lasts for around 2 weeks, so starting the 20th. So it looks like the 5th and 6th will be Christmas days, 7th apparently one day after the second Christmas day. But yeah, we'll see what rewards we can get from those. Hopefully you can get at least a Devilmon, but don't focus on it too much. It's just a nice little login reward. And yeah, the login bingo, lucky bingo, not login bingo. Essentially, this will be, let me see. So will it last here or will it last here? It's very confusing. No, Lucky Bingo is here. Okay, so Lucky Bingo will be lasting for a week. I've checked the rewards; they are not that good compared to the previous bingos we had. You will get a one-time 10 mystical, or is that one mystical? If it's one mystical, then it's damn. That basically means there's nothing there. So definitely don't use your saved up tickets for this one, as the rewards here are pretty horrible, and there's no like sky dancers or anything like that to collect. And the top reward for completing the whole board is basically like 300 crystals and a single mystical scroll. So yeah, just don't focus on completing the board. Even if you don't complete it, don't stress it, since the rewards are essentially nothing. And yeah, just to clarify, the monster pieces will be 3 and 5 stars. So that roughly translates to mostly 3 stars. And some additional information. So this is mostly about the events and packages no longer being available. So keep in mind that you still have 1 day left to complete these events. So the Skydancer Wish event, this is the same as you just collect those cakes. Fall Bunny event, so I believe I completed the Fall Bunny one, but let me see. I can't access them from here. Let me do that real quick. Fall Bunny event. It looks like I completed it already, so it won't even show for me. But basically, you just had some tasks similar to the Devilmon event that's currently running. You could just complete a few tasks and get a bunny ride. I'm not sure if it was limited or not. So, I know some rides are limited, but I'm unsure whether this one was. Mystical Summon event, this was a big one, so it looks like this event might not happen during the Sekhmet summon, so if you do not want a Sekhmet and want to take full effect of this event, make sure to summon a lot of your scrolls during the Raven rotation, or basically just today, since you can get a lot of crystals and scrolls here. I know that I'll be summoning my Raven and I'll be going up to like 550, so that's additional 12,000 crystals and just a few scrolls as a bonus. So make sure to do this one if you haven't done it yet. Try to stop at the crystals. Don't focus. For example, if you have 150 scrolls, summon until 450, for example, and don't go for this reward if you are not able to reach the other crystal reward. Only stop at the crystals, and if you cannot reach the next crystal, in my opinion, stop summoning, since it won't be worth it for the in-between reward. And yeah, as well as package sales ending, so looks like all of these except for the handbook outfit were related to the event, so it's natural for them to end as well. And yeah, now as promised, jumping into the segments review. So the Fire Desert Queen, first of all, one good thing about her is that if you did not build the Water Bastet Queen or would like to switch your skill ups to the Fire one, you can very easily reset your Bastet actually, which I don't recommend, since in my opinion Bastet is still a bit better than Segment overall. You can restore your Bastet. Of course, you will need to take her out of all the events that you, not the events, but all of the fields that you are using her in. And you can get a fire one. You will most likely be able to skill her up fully if you collected quite a few Bastets. And yeah, so the fire Bastet Sekhmet. So the first skill, regular 165 multiplier. Now this is where her skills really start to shine. So Curse of the Beautiful, ominous energy rains from the sky to attack enemies within the area 3 times. Applies silence with a certain chance if the target doesn't have beneficial effects. So yeah, silence is a huge debuff, as it basically cripples the enemy units a lot, including the summoner, as you can only use basic attacks. And a lot of basic attacks in the game do absolutely nothing. There are a few exceptions, of course, like the the fire, the event that we just had, who actually, even if you only let him use the first skill, he will still do a lot of damage, and damage that ignores both the defense and beneficial effects, so he could still hurt you, but for most of the units, you will completely disable them with the skill. And the thing is, this is an AoE skill, so you can hit a lot of enemies with it. The chance to land it itself is 60% for 8 seconds, so if you do not have a counter to this and the debuffs land on you, you are pretty much paralyzed for half of the fight, since 8 seconds of this plus 18-second cooldown, that's like half of the time. This is pretty much always guaranteed to land, since it gives 60% rate and attacks 3 times. So I'll try to work out the calculation. So that would be 60%, then a 40% of the 60%. Once again, I made a classic mistake of having my stop recording button linked to the multiplication sign, and whenever I started doing the calculation, the video stopped and I continued talking for another 10 minutes, and yeah, I just realized that the video got short midway through. So yeah, as mentioned, the calculation for this, I did a calculation, and essentially at maxed skill, at 60% chance attacking 3 times, you have a 93.6% chance to land at least 1 silence on an enemy. So in most cases, this is pretty much a guaranteed one, in my opinion. You'll be rarely missing a target, and this skill just basically cripples any target that you attack, and it renders them unusable due to the basic skills being pretty useless in most cases. And yeah, jumping to third skill, so let's go to level 7. Raises the staff height to attack the enemy target and steals all beneficial effects. Applies defense down to the target when the steal is successful. So I like, for the most part, I would like to disregard this skill, as I feel it won't be as important for making good use of her. So steal all beneficial effects, it's a nice bonus, it's a nice quirk, but it is not the most important part of the skill. The most important part is if you are able to steal the effects, you will apply defense down level 2 for 20 seconds, and for reference, level 2 defense break is 54%. So first of all, she will remove all buffs on a unit. This is only a single target skill, so you will only be targeting 1 unit. This mostly is like, as in, it does not matter too much if you use it in PvE, since bosses usually are alone, or rather just 1 unit being in the boss room, so it's pretty much taking full effect of the skill. In PvE, you will need to choose a bit on who you are stripping, and essentially whoever you strip will become your primary target from there on out, since he will have the defense break, and if you follow it up with the silence, you will be crippling them for around 8 seconds, and you will have approximately 8 seconds to kill that unit. Of course, it's best to go for the support unit, or any unit that has, for example, immunity or cleanse or something like that, since if you do not cripple that unit and the enemy has a cleanser on their team, they could cleanse your debuffs and your whole combo is ruined from both the second and the third skill. However, if the combo of the third skill into second skill lands, you have around 8 seconds to nuke a target, and in most cases you definitely will have enough time to kill them. It will be a little bit more difficult in Brawl Arena, for example, since once the enemy has that silence, they can start running away and wait for it to end before continuing the battle. So it does have both uses in PvE and PvP, but ultimately I feel like she's a very good PvP unit in general, and PvE is just another great bonus of her usage. So one thing good about that, being both good in PvP and PvE, is that you will have no regrets building her, since you can use her in both content, and it doesn't feel like focusing on PvP you are losing progress on the PvE side of things, and vice versa. So yeah. Why my glasses keep falling off? Yeah, now jumping to the ultimate is Baron's the ancient power to attack enemies within the area and steals all beneficial effects. Very similar to the third skill, however, this time it steals beneficial effects from all enemies. This is an amazing skill, however, this does mean that to take effect of her, you will need to use her in a Soul Link slot, and based on the team that you use, that might not be possible. If you can make her work in the Soul Link slot, she will be able to land those combos way more consistently, in my opinion. Since first of all, for ultimate you obviously need her in the Soul Link slot, and for the other combo of third skill into second skill, you do need her to follow it up right after. If you, for example, land the second skill first and the enemy has like immunity or something, and only then you land the third skill, the whole combo is kind of ruined, as the enemy will only be left with defense break, and the silence part will not take effect, which in my opinion silence is even more useful than the strip itself. So yeah, for builds, I know that tanky builds are most consistent for stripper purposes. However, due to her high multipliers, I know a lot of people are also building her on damage, so like Rage Blade, Fatal Blade, Triple Blade, stuff like that, and mostly going for attack this damage, attack the damage accuracy if you are not confident in the accuracy substats from your runes. As you can see, her multipliers are really high compared to the rest of the units, so the second skill, it hits 3 times for 232, so that's close to 700% multiplier. The third skill also has almost a 1000% multiplier, so that's huge damage by itself. Keep in mind that that damage will be dealt before the defense break is applied, so you will not feel it on the first hit. However, it will only be huge damage if you already have defense break on that target. So keep that in mind, don't take this multiplier into account for the first strips that you are trying to do. And the ultimate, of course, has an even higher multiplier of 1266, but if you are looking to use her for stealing buffs, so for example, if the enemy has defense buffs, that damage will be way lower, because the damage will be dealt during the strip rather than after it, so that 1266 will suddenly become way lower, and with defense buff probably closer to like 500. But after a little bit of fighting, once you're like on your second, third combo of third skill into second skill, that damage will definitely start to show up, as you will have some debuffs already applied on the enemies, whether it's PvP or PvE, and she will be a pretty decent nuker for that. So yeah, definitely, if you like Sekhmet, or you need a stripper, for example, you didn't get a Chivo or something like that, she's definitely a good option to pick. Whether you want to skill up her over Bastet if you do not have enough skill ups, for example, and what I mean by that is restoring Bastet to get those Desert Queen skill ups, I wouldn't recommend it, as in my opinion Bastet is way more important for both PvP and PvE than Sekhmet. However, it is definitely an option if you really want to build her, or you are just looking to progress towards using her, and you feel like she's important for your progress way more than Bastet is. This is definitely an option. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video of this quick update cover. I tried to bring it quickly, but of course recording errors will always haunt me. I finally unlinked that button to stop recording, so hopefully no more errors happen in the future. But yeah, I'll see you shortly after this one. I think there's 2 videos dropping today, since one of them is regarding the Witch Raven to summon, and it's pretty much the last day to do it, so yeah, I'll be pushing 2 videos. And yeah, peace.